ready to go. Weather finally started to break today here. I hope it's breaking for everybody else around here. I know when we were on Sunday night, it was pretty tough everywhere. It's been really bad here. I mean, there was like yesterday, I think it got to like 5. So it was kind of ridiculous. But things are starting to break. Things are starting to get a little better. So keeping our fingers crossed that maybe we're through the worst snap of this year's winter. But because of that, I've been working in the shop because it's too nasty to do anything else, really. Kevin L's here with us and making some headway. I got back into a corner that I haven't been into in 10 years. I mean, I've been back there, but the stuff that's been stuffed back in there, I haven't been able to get into for that long. So, but found some cool stuff. Some of it I knew was back there. Some of it I'd forgotten was back there. But hey, that's part of the fun. But I did find some cool stuff that Matt's here with us. Probably will end up in some of the auctions, maybe 1 or 2 raffle pieces. So found some cool stuff, and I know you guys are going to like some of that. So tonight we're going to look at some signs. One of them actually I just found back in the corner yesterday. The other few that we're going to check out are new ones. Tim's here with us. One I got at Meekum, a couple other ones I've acquired here recently. Lee from New York's here with us. So signs tonight. Rebel Driver Scott's here with us. Numero uno, number 1 is here. John's with us. Glad you guys all took time out of your evening to hang out with us and check out some more signs. So, like I said, been digging around. Most of these are new, but I did find one that's going to be that actually has been here for 5 or 6 years. I just dug it back out again. So, Bill Wagaman's here with us. We didn't get any more snow. You guys can keep all of that, but finally got above 20 today here, so I'm calling that one a win. Austin's here. He's ready for some signs. So anyway, let's go ahead and get moving. Check out some cool stuff tonight and see what we've got. The first one we're actually going to start off with, actually it didn't start out as a sign, but it's kind of a sign now. The reason I want to share it with you is because it's kind of like some of the ones that we've been selling on some of the auctions. This was originally a can that is now kind of a sign. So we'll start off with that, and then we'll get into some more of these other signs. This first one, this was, believe it or not, a 5-quart Mobil can. This was a bigger can. We've been selling a few flattened out quarts on the Sunday night auctions. This one was a 5-quart, so it was a little over a gallon and a quart, that has been flattened out, cut open and flattened out, and really makes a pretty nice sign. This can was in amazing condition when they cut it open, and it really has fared very well over the years. And there again, this is another example of one of those things where, you know, it may not be an actual sign, but for what some of these signs are costing anymore, might be a good alternative on some of this stuff. And still a great looking piece. So I was excited to get that. The next one we got, this actually was a oil field sign. I picked this up at an auction recently. American Manufacturing Company of Texas. I think this was on like pumping units. So not exactly a car related, but an oil production related sign. It is porcelain. You can see where it's chipped right here by the grommet. Single-sided, because this would have mounted flat, I think, like I said, on a pumping unit. And it's not a huge sign. There is a little bit of demand for these because it's still, you know, oil company related. Obviously a nice shine on it. 17 inches by about 6.5. So nice size little sign that is oil production related. Yeah, you can, that's true. You can put tops and bottoms back on those cans as well. Dennis is here. But it looks so good, I almost kind of just pretty happy with it just the way it is. Now, these next pieces we're going to look at actually are some that I just found again. They've been around. I bought them, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 years ago, and I just recently came across them again. Several pieces to this one, starting off with the T. These are single-sided porcelain signs. I'm sure some of you probably already recognize it and can see where we're going with it. 12 inches by about 13.5. That's right, the Cat Turnpike is up and running, that's for sure. So there's the T. The next letter is the roughest of the set. That would be the E. This one is missing most of its porcelain. Then we've got the X. Remember, these are all about 12-inch letters, single-sided porcelain. Kenny's here with us. JP's on. Tweedledee here. And then, of course, the A. Because obviously you've probably all pretty much figured out where we're going at this point. And then, of course, to wrap it up, the C and the O. '73 Buick Man's here. So, like I said, these are basically a 12-inch letter. These were used for various things. They could have been on a 13 on the C. You know, some of these would have had like 2 bars, and all the letters would have been on 1 bar, so you could have hung it as a sign. These would, nope, it wasn't Mexico, but that was a good guess. That's actually a pretty good guess, number 1. You know, a lot of times they would put these like on the sides of tank trucks. They were used for various different things. John's here, but these are original single-sided porcelain Texaco letters. Getting kind of full. Nick's here with us. Let's move a couple of these things so I can get to these next couple signs because I'm going to need a little bit of room for those. So let's pick these up. Kind of move them back out of the way a little bit. And move on to the next sign. The next sign is a lease sign. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with lease signs, but the lease signs actually were oil production company signs, and they were literally put on oil leases. They were pretty common back in the day. Most of them were actually porcelain signs, and you can still find them today. Now, a lot of them just literally identified the lease. It would say the section of ground, the owner, things like that. And some of them were very plain and just basically black and white letters even. The good ones have the company's logo on them. And with what's happened in the sign world over the last several years as far as prices skyrocketing and things like that, lease signs, which used to not be that desirable, Big Jobs here, have kind of started to come on a little bit in the sign world. Like I said, especially if they've got the logo. If they've got the company's logo on it, that's a pretty cool piece. So Neil's here with us. Especially, like I said, for what some of the other signs have gotten to value-wise, lease signs can be a great starter, good way to get into the market for your starters or your beginners without spending a fortune. So we've got another one of those that we're going to check out, which is kind of a different one for me. Alan's here. It's a Sohio sign, and that's not very common in my area. So was kind of surprised to find this here, but it is from the area. So let's go ahead and check this one out. Let's see if we can get her up here. Sohio Petroleum Company. This actually says Rice County, which is local to me. It doesn't say Kansas, but I'm assuming it's Rice County, Kansas. It's a good looking sign. Single-sided porcelain. And it's fairly large for a lease sign. Typically, lease signs weren't quite this big. 36 by 18. So that one has, for a lease sign, typically they're, about half that size really. So this one was a pretty good size sign for a lease sign. But, the thing about it, where's the cat? Which one? They're all over the place. Having this company logo on it. Sohio, like I said, from my area is odd. It's not one you see very often. So it was kind of a cool piece to find for me in my area. And we've got one more that I want to check out yet tonight, too. This next sign I actually picked up at Mecum, Kansas City. Actually, it's the only thing I bought at Mecum, Kansas City. But it's pretty cool, and I was pretty excited about it. I love the colors on this one, and that's what I was excited about. Yeah, you're right, Neil. Sohio, extremely common out there. Not so much in my area. That's why I thought it was kind of odd to come across that Sohio sign here. But this last one I picked up at Mecum, Kansas City. I love the colors on it, and I personally thought it was a great sign. The double cola. The flavor's double with double cola. Drink double cola. This is a single-sided embossed tin. We can see on the back, it's not painted on the back, but you can see where all this is actually stamped into the metal. And once again, as far as having a little age, if there's any doubt, I'm guessing this is probably 70s, but it actually says made in the USA right on it. So it's got to have a little age to it. You can see the grommets look kind of old, but it says made in the USA right on it. So it's got to have a little age to it because it didn't come from India at this point. So I was really kind of excited to snag that one at Mecum, Kansas City. Even though it's the only thing I bought, I love the colors on it. The finish is nice. It's got a little wear to it, but not really too bad. I haven't waxed it or anything. That's literally just how I got it. So might polish it up a little bit, slap a coat of wax on it, and then get that one hung up. So definitely was excited about it as well. So there's a few things that we had for tonight to check out. Glad you guys like them. Even though the kind of sign, not a sign, still had some fun with it. So anyway, that's what I had for tonight. Double nice. Thanks, JP. Appreciate that. Like I said, I was kind of excited about it. When we got there, started looking around, I was like, that thing is cool. I would really like to try to add that to the collection, and we managed to get it snagged. So was happy about that. The Wolf's Head sign is another one that I just dug out of the corner today. I haven't even cleaned it up yet. Peter from Down Under finally made it. Like Sign Tuesday. Okay. Yeah, I need to get that Wolf's Head cleaned up and kind of get a little better look at it. There again, it's been buried back in the corner for 10 years. I found that. I found several clocks, some GM Goodwrench stuff, a whole bunch of gas pump stuff I didn't know I had. I've got a bunch of gas pumps back there, but I found some really cool. In fact, I found something really cool that may even end up on a raffle. It's a really cool Phillips piece. Billy Bowman's here. So, like I said, for as big of a wreck as my shop has been, I had to stop and make some headway in here. So that's what I've been working on the last few days. And I'm gaining some ground and finding some cool stuff. So just like the Wolf's Head, I knew it was around somewhere, but I hadn't seen it in a long time. But I need to get it cleaned up. It's filthy. It's got about an inch of dust on it. Jim likes Wolf's Head. Yeah. It's not bad. The W is all messed up on it, but it's kind of a cool piece. So I don't know if we can get quite of a quick glimpse at it or not. Yeah, you can kind of see the W is messed up. Conical pumps. Not sure what you mean by conical pumps on that, Peter. But yeah, there's the Wolf's Head. It's just kind of, it needs some cleanup, and obviously I don't think I can do anything for the W, but I've still got paths, but that's what it's getting down to, these paths. That's why I had to stop and regroup a little bit and get some of this disaster picked up. So, anyway, that's what we've got for tonight. Glad you guys enjoyed it. I always love signs, so pump-related auction, reckon got to make some Sunday nights. Yep. GDP, that's me's here. But glad you guys all stopped by. Tweety got his stuff awesome. I shipped, everything got shipped last week, and actually I've shipped, I think about everything that was paid for this week has already been shipped. Early visible pre-30s, I've got 3 visibles, I think. I think I've got 3 visibles next door. So I don't know that they're conical, but I don't have any. Those I've got 3 visible pumps that are next door. But I don't have a ton of visibles. They're almost too big. You got to almost have a big shop to put them in because of how tall they are. And it's a little bit too early for me on a lot of stuff. So I do have 3 visibles. I've got 1 clock face. And then the bulk of my pumps are, the electrics from the 40s on up. In fact, I just moved a bunch of them around this morning because the corner I was working in, there's 8 pumps back there that I was maneuvering around this afternoon. So, but add some more insulation or plywood to the white tin on the walls and start hanging signs from top to bottom. Yeah, I still got to fill the other shop too. But I've got signs all over. So some of the stuff I found today, I was actually kind of happy to find again so I can start hanging some more of this stuff up. Because I've got them piled everywhere. But glad you guys enjoyed them tonight. And glad you guys liked, like I said, the double cola I was really excited about. The Sohio, it's kind of cool. It ain't as cool as the double soda or double cola. But it was different to find one in my area. But I don't plan on eating any yellow snow. I'm hoping... They're saying 35 and sunny here tomorrow. If it's 35 and sunny, hopefully some of that white stuff will start disappearing. And then it's supposed to cool off Thursday and Friday, but then we're looking at like 40s after like Sunday on. So, and which is great because these last 4 or 5 days I've had enough of it. Well, thanks, Big Job. This building's a mess. The other building's turning into a mess. I got to get that 58 Impala put back together, or piled back up, get all the parts stacked inside of it, get it regrouped. I've got too many messes and too many piles all over, so that's what I'm trying to take advantage of this cold weather and get some stuff done in here. Of course, it's been so cold, even the heater hasn't been keeping up in here. A couple of those days, heater ran all day and never got above like 53 or 54, so. Well, Scott's ready for some Impala parts. Yeah, I looked at that stuff the other day. I just haven't got your call back yet, Scott. I need to do that. So, double digits below. I think it got to 5 below here, but... yeah, it's definitely one step at a time, especially when you're digging through all this stuff, trying to regroup. And not only am I doing that, part of the reason that I am working in that back corner is it's been kind of a mess, and I got an area back there I can put some shelves because the stuff that for you guys, like the auction stuff, things that I'm going to sell, the small knick-knack trinket stuff, the cans, the toys, I need a place to put it because I've got boxes of it piled all over. So this area I'm kind of working up to store auction stuff, raffle stuff, things like that in. So you guys are definitely going to benefit from it, and the time is definitely a huge deal. But I got a lot of cool stuff. I just got to get it organized so that as we're doing the Sunday night auctions, I'm prepared and can just run back and grab stuff and be ready for you guys and keep the cool stuff rolling. Once I get one and Dad gets one, then it's hitting the auctions for you guys. So. Want to keep that a little bit better organized. 32 below on Saturday morning. That is not fun. Yeah, that would be. I mean, it's been bad enough here. I can't imagine that. So, but anyway, that being said, I'm gonna jump off here. I'm gonna get back to work. I know you guys. I'm sure a lot of you guys have things going on tonight. But I do appreciate you swinging by, and glad you enjoyed the signs. I still love buying signs, and like I said, love adding cool stuff to the collection. So it's always nice to be able to share them with you guys, and the fact that you guys dig them and like to check them out as well. So thanks, JP. Appreciate that. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. We'll get some more content up. What do we do? I need to get some more new inventory up tonight. I need to get some more Jim Wicks videos up tonight or this week. So we'll have some of that stuff coming this week, and looking forward to that. And then, of course, Sunday night, we'll be back on 7 o'clock Sunday night for some Sunday night live chat. Still got a massive auction pile in the office we've got to get worked through. I do too, Peter. I hope you don't have the trouble next week. Thanks, big job. Appreciate the Johnny Carson comments. It still shocks me that you guys even bring that into consideration, but I do appreciate it. I do try to do a decent job for you guys. I don't all the time, but I do try and put some thought into preparing and trying to get some cool stuff ready for you guys. So appreciate your support. Appreciate you swinging by and hanging out. Share the video with your friends. Tell them what we're up to here. Invite them to come over and hang on out with us. And we're going to wrap up. I'm going to get back to work, and we hope to see you all live right back here at 7 o'clock Sunday night for some Sunday night live chat. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you then.